Hello, I'm Shield War 100 and welcome back to my games room. We're playing another game of Strength and Honour. When I say we, I am joined by my good friend Kevin as we refight the Battle of Charonea from the Strength and Honour rulebook. Yes, on my nice new mat too. Yeah. I've played this game before, this scenario, down my local games club, and I really enjoy it, so I thought I'd show you it on the board. I get to show off my pike phalanx as well. I will be taking the army of Mithridates the Great and the army of Pontus. Let's just show you them off right now. So it's the army of Stoic pike phalanx of old, backed up by various types of infantry to support that as well. Imitation legionnaires there, fair few skirmishers, and a decent strong cavalry arm in front with the scythe chariots, shock weapon stroke impressive novelty. Right, and facing off against me will be Kevin, and yes, he's got a nice standard Roman army with some Greek allies as well, cavalry, a whole bunch of legions as you can see there. Yeah, and a few skirmishers of his own. Nasty stuff. Roman legions incredibly hard to break down in this game, as they should be. But yeah, we've rolled for auguries to see who gets more points, and Kevin very much came
on my side.
They definitely are.
They have to be, because I can't pronounce Allied Greek theoropily.
I think it's Churiophori, but
yeah,
maybe. Yeah, so Kevin has a nice assortment of points to distribute in a moment just over there. Meanwhile, I've got 5. So a little bit under the cosh already, but it's okay because I have tactics and brains on my side, and they're my dice. So I've been drilling them all night, in preparation. So we're going to get on now and do some deployment, and I'll come back in just a minute.
Okay, battle lines are drawn. Actually, these pages are blind here. You can see up the side here. Lee's put a lot of phalanx blocks. One of them is a slave block, so I might be okay. Whereupon I've got experienced Romans, Raw Roman Legion, Veteran Legion, all on one side of the table to come across and try and kick some ass. Lee's used a strategy point straight away and moved one unit of the cavalry over to the far left-hand side of my flank. Which actually puts me in some problems, because although I've got some experienced Roman legionnaires, my cavalry started off being in a great charging position and then now in not a great charging position. Skirmishers have been deployed. One of my veteran Roman legion, another veteran Roman legion. Lee's got his scythed chariots ready to go into my raw Roman Legion, which is a little bit of a concern. And yeah, that was see, literally said about his slave phalanx, and it's now got skirmishers, so it's more of a battle than I was anticipating. Yeah. This is where we're at. The augurs have spoken. We've placed out our command points. It's going to come down to apparently tactics.
Tactics.
Yeah. He says with his empty glass of Southern Comfort. Off we go with the first turn, and off we go. Absolutely, we didn't fail a single order. Nope. Experienced Roman Legion move forward. Cavalry, Greek cavalry, all move forward. Allied Greek people will move forward. I'm not going to carry on trying to pronounce the name. Veteran Roman Legion with the skirmishers only moved forward slightly. Veteran Roman Legion with my general in came barreling forward. Not sure why I did that. I think it's because I think I'm up against pike blocks and I can see there are chariots, but I assume they're not going to turn in time. I'm not really sure. Roman Legion that are raw could be in some trouble, and the experienced Roman Legion on this side are pretty much going to be taking a chariot charge. But that's part of the game. There are dice. I might lose, I might win. Obviously, Lee's yet to activate, but you can see from the state of the battlefield.
Looking forward to it.
I've got a phalanx that I haven't used. Testudo, yay, turtle. He's got no archers, and we've split up. And yeah, we'll see.
It's a unnerving prospect having an entire Roman army moving towards you as fast as its little legs can carry it. So I've been a bit cagey in my first activation as the Pontic forces. My cavalry on the my far right, have moved forwards to, threaten Kevin's flank if he tries to get a little too carried away. But otherwise, it's a fairly cagey start for me. My main battle line hasn't really moved forwards at all. Got some archers here who don't really want to get too close to enemy cavalry anyway. But yes, my phalanx on the side. My scythe chariots haven't yet kicked off, haven't moved them at all, but we'll see. Romans are still a fair way away yet, so we'll see how this goes going forwards, and it'll be back to the Romans just shortly.
Well, as Lee said at the end of his last turn, it was whether I was going to bring the charge or not. Send some cavalry, sort of barreling in, hit Lee's cavalry, pushed them back.
Wow.
Causing some setbacks, which was great. Didn't expect it. It was a Brucey bonus. I think it needed like a 5 or 6 to go off or something. I did some other generic movement before that. So Greek cavalry also moved forward. Experienced Roman legion. Greek friends. Bless them. These guys are just standing around doing nothing. It was a real pain in the ass, but the only reason they're standing around doing nothing is because the veteran Roman legion with my general in, I had to use one of my generalship tokens just to move them forward so I can maintain a line. So with the raw Roman legion and experienced Roman legion, I'm trying to form a battle line where I'm close enough that I don't get smashed by chariots, but at the same time I'm going to have to advance into pikes.
Yay!
My cavalry are here, but the pikes still aren't shit. And I know it's one of those things where I know Lee's got something up his sleeve, something in the rules that I haven't completely thought about, and he's got 2 setbacks, and right now he's like, this is fucking... I know what's going to happen. So let's see how we go in Lee's activations.
Well, I'm supposed to be a tactical genius, apparently, but as Kevin just said, but no, you can't odds rolling ones all over the place, so it's all right. I've moved up my veteran bronze shields and the imitation legionnaires next to them just to establish a bit more of a battle line to the encroaching Romans, but trying to move up anything else has resulted in ones, and that is multiple foul movement actions. I haven't even been able to clear off these cavalry here, unfortunately, as they crushed into my line. So that's really annoying. Really, really annoying. So that's the end of my activations. It'll be back to the Romans, who are able to act with impunity now.
Lee's movement failure at the last round was... I was going to say decisive, but it's not. Because I was going to have to walk forward anyway. But as you can see, over on my right flank, Lee's left, we've moved all of the phalanxes forward. We've engaged the chariots in that they got so few bonuses for coming in, it makes no difference. The pikemen are still behind. The really glory of the situation was this unit didn't fucking move. This unit to move forward. This unit to move forward. Lee's unit is still there. And my cavalry, which moved forward. And these guys, the Golden Boys, just a normal unit of cavalry, smashed into Lee's defensive line and routed, which was awesome. It ended up being 2 dice pick the highest. Lee's now got 4 setback cards.
3 setback cards and a disaster.
Oh, and a disaster. Sorry, yes, because they've now left the table. I'm feeling pretty good about that round, especially after the first couple of rounds where Lee was like, well, unless Kev comes in and does blah blah blah. But it's all down to dice rolls.
Nice.
And it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Game. There's still plenty of game.
Is there?
Yeah, loads.
Okay.
Just you wait.
I'm going to eat my words. And that's where we are. Lee's coming up next.
Okay, we're getting some proper bumping and grinding about to be happening, and already started actually on the flanks. My cavalry have swung into the side of the experienced Roman legion here, causing a setback card. Nothing else, unfortunately. I was hoping to at least push the Romans back a bit. Likewise, on the other side, my pike phalanx leapt forwards and smashed into the experienced Roman legion here, forcing them back and out of support of the raw Romans in the middle now.
Don't say smashed, you fucking blagged it. When do pikemen charge charge infantry.
Easy. Well, when they're Macedonian type pikemen, they're good at, this is what they're for. Right, my chariots are conspicuous by their absence. I had to activate them to do an attack action just to get them out of the way of nothing else, and kind of unsurprisingly, with no run up, they were destroyed. But that did complete my turn. But I have now managed to clear my lines a bit, and it's all going according to plan. It really is, honest. We'll see what happens next.
Ignore the in the background. It was going so well.
It was.
Yeah, I started off over on this flank, and I was like, nah, I'll move forward. You? Yeah, I'll move forward, because I need to counteract the unit skirmishes so that my main unit with my general can just go fucking harrowing in. These guys move forward for the first time in the last 2 days. And then the cavalry, I was like, all I need to do is just not roll one, because one's will be shared. Ah, yeah, but don't worry about it, Lee. I've got you. I will use one of my movement dice. Shit sticks.
Yeah.
So, that is the end of my round, and I'm probably going to get charged. All by pikemen. Or something's going to be. There's a whole load of awesome stuff. Yeah, it was so disappointing. Luckily I didn't pick up any setbacks, didn't pick up any disasters, but at the same time, I'm not earning any, and that's how you win the game. So, on to Lee.
Well, I told you I had a plan. It was to make Kevin roll multiple ones in a row. See, I knew it would happen eventually. Right, so back to my activation, and lots of combat. Both armies are now locked in mortal struggle. So my cavalry on the flank have started pushing his experienced Roman legion in to the side. Actually kept forcing Kevin to burn through his defense dice. He's actually got no defense dice left to re-roll discipline tests from now on. That's a good thing for me. My theory offer, I charged Kevin's central unit of cavalry, which is no longer here, as you can see, because I routed him. And that was great. And he was lucky not to actually cause massive disruption in the midst of his rest of his battle line from that. But you take what you can get. I've equalled him out with a disaster card back. Let's see, in the middle, both our units at battle lines are now clashed now. Unfortunately, Kevin's defense dice have been matching my attack dice, so we've had, but nonetheless, it's resulted in no damage, but we'll get there. Meanwhile, yes, this combat continues, both sides fighting themselves to a standstill over here. And that's it. Yeah, so I've managed to push Kevin back a bit, inflict a whole bunch of cards blossoming along his line, but it'll be over to him now, and he's got plenty of opportunity to give me the goods as well.
Well, shit the bed. Actually thought I was going to do well this turn.
Should have done, man.
I was so wrong. The cavalry turn around, smashed into these guys. Fucking 3 dice. 3 dice. I can pick whatever I want. It was like
got the 6.
A 2, a 5, and a 6. Lee rolled 1 dice, equaled out with the 6. 1 in 6 chance. Archers are solid. Can't do anything about it.
That's the game.
Went with the same problem child that I've had since turn number 1. Veteran Roman Legion with skirmishers, who, didn't manage to move very much and was a bit rubbish. We thought, well, we'll go for a charge on these guys.
The imitation legionnaires, who are not particularly good.
Who are arse? I was like, that's got to be a guaranteed setback, possibly disaster. No. We will mess that up. We will spend command points and we will roll a 1. And that was the end of my turn. Didn't even get to take advantage of all of this bit over here.
Yeah.
Punching people in the face and failing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if I'm accidentally giving Lee leeway, or if the gods went, map, have loads of decisions, but none of them will work.
The combat continues, as you can see. My cavalry, unfortunately unable to make any inroads against the Romans because they equaled my attack with their defense die roll, but hey, that's life. The combats in the middle continue to progress. The Roman Legion just got pushed back by the pike phalanx this time, so yeah, another setback for Kevin. Unfortunately, my so far brilliant pike phalanx block here got actually pushed back by the Romans when I attacked him. Bad luck. I've run out of command points to spend on things like this, so it's getting a bit ropey at the moment, but also went disordered into the bargain, which is extra lousy. Oh well, we'll just have to try harder, I guess. The archers did, however, manage to move out of combat with the cavalry for a turn. That'll force Kevin to chase after them a bit, so giving him dice rolls to do, you never know, it might just work out in my favour, but we'll see in just a second.
Well, some of the rolls from the last round have actually come my way. So I was considering charging with cavalry, but I've managed to walk around the back. I think that's a good idea in the long run. I'm probably wrong. Veteran Roman legions finally started pulling their bloody weight. I've managed to push the Imitation Legionnaires back, giving Lee a setback.
Couple of setbacks,
and then another one when they retired, which was great.
Retiring disordered, not good.
Break points of like 18, 19. No, Lee's is 20.
Or 19
yeah, 20 is quite a high one to come to when you've only got 7 cards. Some of them are zeros.
Potentially.
The Roman Legion with my general in won the combat against Lee and moved him around, and Raw Roman Legion stood there pretty much. Experienced Roman Legion went to charge and failed.
Yay!
So it's pretty much a generic sort of battle line. Maybe I could have been smarter. Could have moved my Greek allies forward. Could have done something with these experienced guys that are already trapped in the corner. But sometimes a little bit impulsive. And that's how we play. You learn. And that's it.
Okay, this game's turning into a bit of a mess. I managed to push these experienced Roman legionaries right back along, and even interfering with his allied Greeks. But yeah, everything else is a little bit pear-shaped. Unfortunately, I managed to push back his Raw Roman Legion and make them go disordered. There ends the good news. Unfortunately, trying to rally and reform my pike phalanx has ended up with them retiring and disordering the slave phalanx behind them, which is rather annoying. Yeah, so more setbacks for me, and over to Kevin. And yeah,
Final round.
Yes, Kevin is. Kevin sounds confident. Let's see.
Oh, thought I was going to steamroll this.
I thought you were going to steamroll it.
I thought I had this in the fucking bag. So, yeah. The only activation that really messed me up after pushing Lee back and breaking units and stuff is the experienced Roman Legion over here. Went to charge in. They made the roll to charge, don't get me wrong. But they then failed quite miserably with a reroll on a 3+ to be able to reform to smack an already sort of panicked unit, if you like. That would have given Lee.
Yeah. It was a manoeuvre test to get out of this unit's zone of control, and they just failed, even with the drilled reroll. So you can't odds that.
Yeah, and what could have been a disaster for Lee has turned into nothing.
A reprieve for now. We'll see what happens.
I was quite planning on calling Homunculus S this turn. I'm not going to lie, I'll set in front of Lee because he knew it was coming as well if that unit went.
Yep.
Now I'm going to run the risk of him calling it on me, and if we go back and look at my board, I've got no strategy points to stop him doing that. So
we'll see what happens.
Just got to pray. I've got a couple of zeros in there, guys and girls.
Okay, ladies and gents, the time has come. We've had it's my turn. I've had a bit of a fight. I've managed to knock about this experienced Roman Legion with my cavalry once again, giving me another setback. My Thureophori have charged into the flank of the Legion here and even managed to disorder them. It's another couple of setback cards to Kevin, which is awesome, incidentally. My veteran bronze shields have reformed the battle line here, and I am calling Kevin for Homunculus Est, and he is going to live on camera reveal his cards, and we're going to see his numbers. Go on, Kevin, off you go. I've got an anti-glare mat now, so let's see. Hopefully this should be all good. So off you go. It's going to be all zeros, we know it. Oh, that's a good start.
3,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
18.
20, and a disaster. I can't believe... Okay. 25 against your breakpoint of 19.
I genuinely didn't think...
I didn't think they went that high. Okay.
I genuinely thought there was going to be...
The Romans have broken, ladies and gentlemen.
Just out of interest, can we look at your deck?
We can, of course, look at my deck. See my deck of setback cards.
There's obviously a certain number of zeros.
There are.
How many you've picked up then if I didn't get them?
That's a good start.
There you go.
So I'm looking to see it. So I've beaten the Romans, but let's see. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
1,
Even if I called you over...
2, 3,
fucking doomed.
4, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, and my disaster 17.
Yeah.
So my army, a legitimate win, I guess.
You can't plan it. That's the problem.
Yeah. Oh man.
If it was the other way round, we would have had an equal number of setbacks,
Yep.
and you would have been buggered for the next 2 rounds while I tried to decimate some of your stuff.
But yes, after a hard day's heavy fighting, the nerve of the Romans faltered before the pike phalanx of the Pontics on this occasion.
High numbers is not heavy fighting.
It is. That's the definition of heavy fighting, is rolling higher than your opponent on dice. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
But wow, that game seriously could have gone either way at multiple times, and I thought I was genuinely going to lose as well, a couple of times.
Effectively a 5-round game.
Yeah.
It's so difficult because you cannot judge how long it's going to last. If you could work out how long it's going to last, it becomes one of those games that there's a formula to it. Like in other game systems, there's definitely 5 turns, so you can work out if you're doing well or if you're not doing well. And that's what I really like about this game, is that it doesn't matter how many of your opponent's units you push back, it doesn't matter how many units you break, it's all down to this random bit of luck that is non-strategic.
Yeah.
Which is also fucking amazing, because if you've got no strategy, you can accidentally win the game like Lee did.
Yeah, I love it. And obviously owning the dice and telling them how to roll works as well. So there you go. In a historical verse, the Pontic forces have won the Battle of Charonea. I'm sure there'll be a bunch more Roman armies coming their way at some point in the future, but nonetheless, this has been an epic ding-dong. I really enjoyed that. And yeah, Kevin didn't, but that's fine. We'll get him back again, don't worry. Maybe for onus or something. Well, thank you guys and everyone for coming along and watching the game. I really enjoy this game. It was good, and I really like the way this new board looks as well. It kind of suits my basing style. And yeah, that's that. Any questions or comments or whatever, put them in the section below, and I'll see you next time for more battling. You take care, guys. Bye bye.